So the red car has decided that the brakes are not going to work anymore. I put my foot down and it goes straight to the floor, flat. Now, this could be a number of issues. The very first thought would be that maybe there's air in the system, but the thing is, I only recently bled the entire brake system, and that was going to be my video on bleeding Falcon brakes. But unfortunately, despite that, flat to the floor. So the next problem that it could be is the brake master cylinder. So today I am going to change the brake master cylinder, and we're going to see if that fixes the problem and gives us a nice firm brake feel, good brake engagement again. If it doesn't, well, I'm going to have to spend even more money and dig even further to try and fix the problem. But for today, brake master cylinder change and brake bleeding. If you're just looking for the brake bleeding, there'll be a timestamp, or it'll be in the, the little scrub thing on YouTube. Can go find that. Let's get to it. So the first issue is that this reservoir is obviously full of fluid. Some of it looking pretty old and crappy still, despite me having changed it. So I am going to try and drain as much brake fluid as I can out and get this reservoir right down before I go pull this off, so I can try and avoid having a whole heap of spillage everywhere. I'm just going to go the simplest method possible in doing that. I'm just going to go straight to the nearest caliper, which is the front right. Whip that off, open it up, let it bleed out, let it get this all the way down. To be honest, I could probably just let it go all the way, since there's going to be air in this system anyway. I'm going to have to bleed it anyway. And we don't really care if we end up completely empty and full of air here, because we're replacing this cylinder anyway. So let's do that first. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right, now that our reservoir is almost entirely empty, we're going to undo the brake lines here, and we're going to take out the sensor here. And then we've got to undo these nuts right up the back, and our whole unit should come out. It is going to spill brake fluid, that's inevitable, so it's important to have a pan down there underneath and some brake cleaner on hand, so that way when it gets on the paint, you can at least spray it off the paint and try and stop that all being eaten away, because brake fluid is extremely corrosive. It'll eat through it.
Make sure to use a flared spanner on these nuts, as they're made of a softer material than what most spanners are made of, and unless you use a flared one, you're going to end up rounding them out and destroying them.
These bad boys that we're holding the master on, they're 12mm, and these ones for the brake lines, they're 13mm. Just in case you need to know those beforehand. So, I've just realized that my pan is all the way down there, so I'm inevitably going to spill some of this. Wow. And you can see the state, the sludge in there. So obviously the brake fluid in this car has probably not been changed for a long time until I changed it. So it's no wonder that it had this issue. And you can see here is our brake booster. This bad boy didn't come with an O-ring where it seats on the booster there, so I'm reusing the O-ring. I'm sure I'm not supposed to do that, but I'm going to, just for the sake of actually being able to get this done today. You can see I've got my nice new master here. Nice clean reservoir instead of full of crap like the other one. So I'm going to throw this back on, screw it in, pull our little caps out, screw the lines in, and then fill it all up. This is why I'm using the gloves. I don't particularly want to get just covered in brake fluid. Alright. Make sure they're done up pretty tight. Alright, and there we go. New one's back in. Now it's time to throw fluid in it hope it doesn't leak everywhere, and then bleed our entire system. All right, we're now going to start putting fluid in and do our bleeding. So now that we've got fluid in our reservoir, let's talk about bleeding the brake lines. Now, you have to start with the brake that is furthest away from your reservoir. So, judging on the length of the hard line, which caliper is the furthest away. So in this car, it is the rear left, then it's the rear right, then it's the passenger front, and then it's the front right here. So we start at the back there, and we make our way in a zigzag Z pattern basically across the car. The easiest way to do this if you're on your own is to use a little one-person brake bleeding kit. So I'm gonna go grab mine and we're gonna have a look at it. So this is my little one-person brake bleeder. I just picked this up from Super Cheap, and as you can see, it's already had a lot of use. I didn't realize it was broken until I've just gone and picked it up off the shelf then. But as you can see, we've got a little reservoir and a magnet, and then this little nozzle at the end of the tube here. So this goes into the bleed valve on the caliper, and then this little reservoir goes somewhere above that, so that way any air bubbles in the brake system, in the line, will come up through the tube here, and it'll just, it'll just come out here, whatever. Oh, I'm dripping brake fluid everywhere. But basically the idea is that, well, the brakes are under pressure. It's pressurized, isn't it? So as you push the pedal down, regardless of where this is, old fluid will be pushed into the line here, into the little tube, and it'll go down into this little reservoir, and then once it's full, you can empty it out. But the idea is that because this is up higher, all the air bubbles that are in the line will rush up through the line and they'll come out. And that way, any air bubbles that you've got in your system, you can get rid of them. Because that's the most important thing when you're trying to bleed like a hydraulic system like this, a pretty basic hydraulic system like this especially. So long as there's some fluid in there, it'll do something. But if there's air in there, well, it'll do nothing because it can't compress the air, it can't use the air. We've got a little reservoir with the magnet attached up here. Here's our bleed valve. We just get our spanner, throw it on, and we jam the little nozzle into here, and now we can release that so that the fluid can flow through. And now to get the fluid pumping through, and as you can see already, actually there's some air bubbles. So to get more fluid pumping through here, all of our fresh fluid hopefully, we're just going to go around to the driver's side and we're going to pump the brakes very slowly, and that should slowly push all of our fluid through into this little reservoir. So we're just gonna have to go back and forth a few times and check that we haven't filled this up and it's not, spilling out everywhere and making a mess. But it's literally that easy.
Slowly pump the brakes to push the fluid and air bubbles out of your system. Make sure you periodically check the bleeder bottle to make sure that it doesn't overfill and go everywhere. And also make sure to check the brake fluid reservoir. You don't want this to run empty and then push air back into your brake system all over again.
Okay, so our fluid levels look good. Throw our cap on. And there we go, nice and sealed. And with that done, we've now changed our brake master cylinder and we've bled all of the brake lines. So if you needed to know how to do either of those, hopefully this video helped you out. If you want to see more videos like this or more of the more entertaining videos that I do, don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.